Yeah, yeah. Please, this is just a lecture. It's not what you think. So please, let's move straight into the items. Comparative media system. Comparative media system. So now we're going to look at comparative media system. We're going to look at what a media system is. That is, what's the meaning of media system, and then what does it mean to compare media systems, and then why do we even compare media systems in the first place, and then what is the yardstick for comparing media systems. That is to say, what are the bases for comparing media systems. So what is the meaning of media system? What is media system? First of all, what is a system? If you understand the concept of system, it is possible that you can easily define media system. What's a system? A system is a set of things working together as parts of a complex whole. Subsectors, different groups, different activities that make up a whole. That is to say, various parts that work together and play different roles to create a bigger network, a bigger system, a group of interacting parts. So you see a system as a group of interacting parts that form a unified whole. So when we talk about media system, what is a media system? Now, a media system refers to the entirety of activities, the entirety of structures, activities, people, subsystems, and entire media in a country, the ownership structure, interest groups, and other influences that give the media sector an identity. So the media system is not just the media sector, but includes other influences that determine how the media sector exists. Other influences like politics, that is the government of the day, the political ideology in the country, even religion. All these systems, how do they influence the media in the country? How do they influence media operations? For those of you who like hip-hop, just because this is not Cardi B, I know you'll be like, Mr. Lecturer, Ego B. Well, I'm like the B. I stink my lectures into your system. So please, let's move to the next item. And that is, we're still defining media system. Media system is used to describe a coordinated set of principles, the laws, the ideas, and procedures relating to the media sector in any country. It consists of the nature and operations of the media in a country. This includes the media landscape. What is the media landscape? That is to say, the kind and number of media that exist in a country, where they are located, the nature of such media. That is to say, whether they are print or broadcast, whether they are privately owned or owned by government. That is what we mean by structure of ownership. So what is the nature of such media? And then relationship between and among the media in a system. Relationship between and among the media in a system also makes up the entire media system. So to define media system, just remember certain terms. Ownership structure, influences by politics, culture, religion, the economy. Which model of media system are they using? Press freedom, nature of audience members. And if you remember media landscape, the answer no go escape. Okay, just listen as I give this explanation clearer shape. Other things that make up the media system are nature of the audience. That is to say, if for instance it is newspaper, is it only read by elites, or do you have people from different classes, both elites and the middle class and the lower class people read newspapers, or do you have more women in a particular country watching television or being exposed to broadcast media than print? So the nature of the audience, how the media make money. Of course, if it is government owned, you find a bulk of their funding coming from government institutions. But if you have more privately owned media in a particular country, you find more business-like media making money from the market and then making money on their own. The media system is also influenced by media control and regulation, and to some extent journalism training and professionalism. That's to say, what is the nature of professionalism in journalism in particular countries? Do you have professionalism in journalism practice, where the journalists are objective, they adhere to ethics, they don't request for brown envelope, they don't even accept it, and then the system of the entire society is not so corrupt that it pushes journalists to think of brown envelope? So the media system simply talks about the subset that make up the operations of the media in a country, the things that characterize what you could refer to as the media sector in a particular country, the things that characterize them and the things that influence them. This is what you call the media system. The term media system looks at the number and spread of mass media in any society. You know, it looks at newspapers, magazines, radio, television, the internet. How do blogs and other social media platforms impact the society? And so these things make up the media system. You know, do you have more newspapers? Do you have more hard copies of newspapers or more online newspapers? Of course, these days you find many newspapers going online because so many people don't patronize the hard copies again. You just have to note, while talking about media system, that there is a relationship between the media system and other structures in the society, other systems, other institutions in the society. This relationship also influences the media, and this is why it is said that media systems reflect the nature of the society within which they exist. Politics, culture, religion, and the economy are among some basic societal factors and forces that influence a media system. The single most influential factor on a media system is the political system. The political system largely creates the model or ideology within which the media in various countries operate. This is because of the power of government and politics in shaping the media, in determining how the media operate, in creating laws to control and regulate the media, and also creating the enabling environment for the media to survive. So that is what you refer to as the media system. So whenever they say media system, the first thing that comes to your mind is subsets, combining to provide a network, to provide a bigger whole, subgroups, substructures, combining to provide a bigger structure. The next thing that should come to your mind is influences that determine how the media in a country operates, how the media are influenced by politics, how they are influenced by other institutions in the society. The next thing that should come to your mind is the media sector itself, the nature of the media sector itself. Do you have more broadcast channels than print media? Media system. It is talking about everything that determines how the media in a country operates, how they exist, how journalism is practiced in a country. That is what we mean by media system. Yeah, if you enjoyed this song, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. You know, I want to feel blessed. I know I'm not Kanye West, but please, let's just make this channel grow. I beg, I want blow.